Hello friends, how you doing? Day 434, and I'm coming in to share with you my experience after hours of fasting. That's 4 days, my friends. Oh my gosh. Can't believe I'm actually here, to be honest. It's been quite the journey. So last night, let's see here. Went to bed about 11ish, a little bit after that. And then my body woke up around 4:15, and I tried to go back to sleep. I couldn't. And so I laid there for about an hour. And about shortly after 5, I decided to ah, get some stuff done. So I did a meditation and a couple other things in bed. And then I finally got up about 7 o'clock. A little bit before 7, actually. And so I started off my day, and again, I had energy. There was no issue there. I even did my Igasku exercises to prime my body and get it going for the morning. Uh, and then, let's see here. How do I feel throughout the day? Oh, okay. This was, I found interesting. So last night and a little bit today, I found myself scrolling quite a bit when it came to recipes. I don't know. I don't know if that's torture or if that's dream building. I think it's more of the latter. Because I'm not really hungry. I don't have that hunger feeling anymore. However, yeah, just seeing those recipes and looking at those pictures, I'm just like, yum, 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 yum. I definitely cannot wait to eat again. Oh, but I think it's more of a dream building thing. Whereas, man, I cannot wait to be able to choose what to eat when I break my fast. And so again, I'm actually right now I'm just making some veggie broth, and oh my gosh, it is so flavorful. I think my senses get really enhanced uh, when I'm fasting, and so. But yeah, overall, it's been pretty good. I took a nap in the afternoon again. This was a short one this time, just half an hour. I was quite tired. I think mainly because I got up so early. By the time afternoon hit, and so I just took a quick nap and got up. I actually listened to a talk from a doctor on fasting, supervised medical fasting, and so it's for people who want to do a water fast from 2 to 40 days. I'm like, wow. I'm like, I'm at 4 days. I'm like, but typically for those who are going to this place, it's actually a clinic or a center, if you will, and they are mainly for people who are motivated to actually get their health back on track. The blood pressure is like really high. Some are even over 200. Um, like I don't know, two. I think one was like 220 over 120 or something like that, which is really really unhealthy. It's like you're close to dying basically. And he just shared some stories. I'm like, wow, it's quite interesting. And so one guy, he talked about when you're fasting, it actually resets your palate. Because a guy who was extremely overweight, he's like over 100 pounds overweight, he came in and his main diet was just, triple cheeseburger, leave the lettuce. He's like, I don't want that rabbit food. And before starting on his, it's supposed to be a few weeks, several weeks treatment, and he couldn't eat the lettuce or the salad because he was, if someone's only eating meat, it's very unhealthy for them to just strictly get onto a fast. And so they put him on a salad or plant based for a little bit, and he says, "Oh, I can't eat that stuff. Just kill me now." But then after the fast, he was given plant based food again, of course, and he's like, "Hey, this actually tastes decent. Tell the chefs they're doing a good job." So that was quite funny. But yeah, it was just one way where fasting can actually help somebody who's extremely unhealthy or overweight and the blood pressure is really high. But of course, when you're really at that extreme, then you should definitely always talk to your doctor first, and just to make sure that you do it in a healthy way. And so this is some things that I just want to share. And so how does fasting actually help you? And so this is more about intermittent fasting. I haven't done enough studies on many day fasting, but it's pretty similar, and I'm sure there's other benefits as well. But you know how intermittent fasting is basically it's restricted time eating for those who aren't familiar, right? So usually it's a minimum 12 hours where you don't eat any food, right? You can just have water, and you know maybe like unsweetened drinks like coffee or tea. And so, because you don't want to rev up the digestive system, really, right? You want to basically what you're doing is you're resetting your body. So, if you think about your computer, if it ever has it operates slower or it has some bugs or whatever, right? What's one way to fix it, right? A lot of times you just turn it off and reboot it, right? So basically, that's what fasting does. It reboots. It gives you a chance for your body to reset and to reboot. And so, intermittent fasting, when you hit the minimum 12-hour mark, your body starts to go into ketosis. Okay, and so what that means is it stops using like carbs because you have none left that's accessible. And so it starts to use fat in your body to convert into energy. And so the longer you do it, the better it is actually. And so when you do a certain amount of hours, I think it's 16 or 18 maybe, it also triggers what's it called, autophagy, 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 something like that. Autophagy. I don't know how you say it, but anyways, what that does, it actually helps eliminate like cancer cells and cellular debris. So it's actually a really good thing, right? And so when you're doing that, when fasting, when you don't eat for a while, right? There's actually a number of things that happens on the cellular level and the hormone level. And so I'm just reading off some stuff from healthline.com. And I'll just try to share something more, you know, to summarize basically. So number one, your insulin levels, blood levels of insulin, it drops significantly, which facilitates fat burning. Okay, it also helps with cellular repair. Okay, for example, like removing waste from cells, right? So that's actually really important. And then also gene expression. And so it helps protect against disease, basically, right? It boosts the immune system as well. And so that's one benefit. Another one, of course, a lot of people who do intermittent fasting, they do it because they want to lose weight, right? Oh, and one thing they actually showed on a chart. They did a study where their patients did a 2 week water fast, and they measured the your fat percentage and visceral, and it showed that and the weight, and it showed that the weight went down, of course, after 2 weeks, and then they did a 7 day refeeding. And so, of course, the weight goes back up because you have some water, some fiber, your gut, right? At any time, they said apparently you have about 1 to 2 pounds of stuff in your gut, right? And then, so as you're eating, it starts to fill up your body again, right? So your weight will automatically go up. However, they said the visceral fat actually stays down. And so that's important to know, all right? Because that's really what you want to get rid of and keep off. It's the visceral fat. And so that's what intermittent fasting can do. And obviously, the longer you do it, the better the benefits. You just gotta, again, just talk to your doctor first. I'm no expert. I'm doing it, but I'm not a scientist or a doctor that knows all this, right? I'm aware and I understand most of it. But you just have to figure out what's important to you and what you need and why you're doing it. Okay, and so it says here a 2011 review showed that intermittent fasting caused less muscle loss than continuous calorie restriction, and so that's a good thing, right? If you want to lose weight, right, instead of doing diets, try intermittent fasting, right? Most people do a 16-hour window where you don't eat, and then 8-hour window you can eat. Or some people do 5 and 2, meaning 5 days they're fasting, like a 24-hour. Is it 5 days? Crap. I don't know. At least 2 days they're doing a 24-hour fast. Okay, so yeah. Essentially, if you're doing time-restricted eating, intermittent fasting, essentially you're eating less, right, by default, because you're not eating as much as you used to. And so it lowers your risk for type 2 diabetes, okay? It also reduces oxidative stress and inflammation in the body. Again, that's just, cellular level stuff again. It can also be beneficial for heart disease, right? And right now, the number one killer is heart disease. And so, one of the things actually on the webinar, he was saying how only 20% of smokers get lung cancer, but they also point out the reason why is because smokers die first from heart disease and before they can even have the lung cancer in their body. And so again, smoking is one of those things that's really, really bad for you. They said that obesity was number 3 killer, I believe. I forget what the number 2 was. It's probably an obvious one that I can't think of right now. But anyway, intermittent fasting is shown to improve a number of different risk factors, right? When it comes to your heart, including blood sugar levels, blood pressure, blood triglycerides, total and LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol, and inflammatory markers. Okay, so that's obviously good for you. It may help prevent cancer cells. Like I said before, when it goes to autophagy, right, it gets rid of some of the cancer cells and the cellular debris. And it could also apparently help reduce side effects caused by chemotherapy. And another thing, again, it helps with oxidative stress, right, which helps with the brain functioning as well. And so that's good for brain health, right? And then, let's see here, a couple more. It may help in preventing Alzheimer's disease. And Alzheimer's is the world's most common neurodegenerative disease. And right now there's no actual cure. So prevention is, I always believe prevention is the best way to go. So always, I believe, try and educate yourself on just health-related stuff. Because either way you're going to pay. You either pay now or you pay later. You pay later in terms of medication and just feeling like crap. Or you pay now in terms of taking care of your body, right? Eating the right foods, disciplining yourself, exercise, taking vitamins, right? Either way you pay. And the last but not least, it may extend your lifespan and helping you live longer. And it's shown that you can actually add 3 to 5 years, something like that. It might even be more. But yeah, it can definitely help you in a number of ways. So, you'll have to do your own research. Again, talk to your doctor. And I would encourage you to talk to a doctor who's into lifestyle medicine, right? Essentially a doctor who's more into prevention than treatment, right? Most doctors, they go to med school and what do they learn? They learn how to treat diseases. They don't really learn how to prevent. And so, again, treatment really sucks because that means you're going through something. But if you prevent it, that means you can actually live healthier, you feel better throughout your life. And so that's all I wanted to share today, my friends. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message, put it in the comments, or reach out to me. Either way is fine. I'm always happy to share whatever knowledge I have, and I definitely encourage you, again, just take care of your health, my friends. All right? I love you, and I hope you have a great night. Goodbye.